Everything in this video can be found on a public domain in the full disclaimers down below. Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. I wish you lots of love and many blessings. And a very special thank you to Peter J. and Holly Wiley. And this video is sponsored by Tesla Biohealing. Experience the new wave of medicine and technology. Introduce and break through medical devices that generate a field of pure life force energy. And they're the only company out there that offers medbed technology to the public. It's a new generation of energy-based healing. It's data-driven medical technology designed to energize your cells and enhance your well-being. Their mission statement is this. They're to bring proven scientific medical research and modern technology together to enrich, enhance, and extend the lives of their patients. All natural, powerful, and non-invasive. Their medical technology can heal everything from general anxiety disorder to terminal cancer. I find it to be completely fascinating, and if nothing more than just to learn about the technology, click the link below in my description. And to all the mamas out there, I want to wish you a very blessed Mother's Day today, and especially a very happy Mother's Day to my own mama. I love you. And to all the dads out there that are doing it just as good as a mama can, happy Mother's Day. Aunts, grannies, sisters, happy Mother's Day. And a happy Mother's Day to all of those mamas that love their fur babies. I hope everybody has a blessed day today and every day. Now let's get on with it.
Getting brighter, but it's going to take every one of us to find our way forward. As campaign chairs of Backs Live, my husband and I believe it's critical that our recovery prioritizes the health, safety, and success of everyone, and particularly women, who have been disproportionately affected by this pandemic.
Yeah, I couldn't help but pause it here. She looks pure wickedness.
With the surge in gender-based violence, the increased responsibility of unpaid care work, and new obstacles that have reversed so much progress for women in the workplace, we're at an inflection point for gender equity. Women, and especially women of color, have seen a generation of economic gain wiped out. Since the pandemic began, nearly 5.5 million women have lost work in the U.S., and 47 million more women around the world are expected to slip into extreme poverty. But if we work together to bring vaccines to every country and continent, insist that vaccines are equitably distributed and fairly priced, and ensure that governments around the world are donating their additional vaccines to countries in need, then we can begin to fully rebuild. Not only to restore us to where we were before, but to go further.
Uh-oh, y'all. It looks like her bump's a little lopsided.
And rapidly advance the conditions, opportunity, and mobility for women everywhere. My husband and I are thrilled.
I'm totally convinced she has an entire slew of these baby bumps like she does wigs.
Thrilled to soon be welcoming a daughter. It's a feeling of joy we share with millions of other families around the world. When we think of her, we think of all the young women and girls around the globe who must be given the ability and support to lead us forward. Their future leadership depends on the decisions we make and the actions we take now to set them up and set all of us up for a successful, equitable, and compassionate tomorrow. Now tonight we've had a reminder of the things we miss the most, be it live music and sporting events, or just physical contact with family and friends where we can sit together, laugh together, and hug one another. Whatever it is, it all circles back to the same thing, connecting as a community. For most of us, this means our local community, our loved ones, our neighborhood. But let's also think about our global community. Across the world, we've struggled together. Now we deserve to heal together.
She's sitting in a $2,000 dress, and I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, and she's begging people for $5 to contribute towards her vaccine equity. Come on now. This is nothing more than a moneymaker for these people. They've already raised $1 billion to support this equitable mission they're on. Do you think they did that out of the kindness of their heart? No, they were paid. She wasn't too worried about the global community when she was fighting back on the rules when they offered to put them in a good position in Africa. They said, no, I don't fit in there. I don't feel comfortable. Yet they feel comfortable enough to march, don't they? Just like when she went to tie the ribbon onto the banner in commemoration and honor of that woman that was murdered over in South Africa, she made sure that everything in that picture was merged. They don't do one single thing for free. They don't have a charitable heart. She and Harry both thought they were going to make all this money from that goofy book that she wrote, The Bench. It was well known that all the proceeds from her book were going straight into her pocket. Of course, she was in competition with Catherine over her book. Here's the difference between Catherine's book and Meghans' book. It was told to me that Megan literally slapped this children's book together overnight. Now, supposedly that was leaked out by one of her people. So the leak is this. It's not the result of a poem that she wrote for Harry on Father's Day, the year that Archie arrived. The allegations are this. They're in over their head financially speaking right now. They're doing everything in their power to make a dollar bill. We all know that Megan's always been in competition with Catherine. It's just ridiculous. And when she heard about Catherine putting this Hold Still project together, Megan knew she had to come up with something that would be competitive with that. She even contacted Sarah Ferguson for tips on children's books and poems. And she and Harry weren't banking on the fact that this Hold Still project was going to make them look really bad. Everybody's talking about how Catherine's book, all the proceeds are going back to charity, while Megan has made it known that all the proceeds from her little book are going into her pocket. They've also been a part of peddling something that nobody really took all that seriously until now. Remember in 2018, Harry had on that aura ring? All sorts of little articles were being written up about this ring Harry was wearing. He totally hoodwinked journalists by saying, hey, it tracks my sleep, it helps me with my health, sort of like a Fitbit. Turns out that's not the case at all. This ring is nothing more than a tracking device. The Biden administration has asked Congress for $6.5 billion to fund the agency, which would be largely guided by Biden's recently confirmed top science advisor, Eric Lander. And if you don't know who that is, Google him. I promise you won't be too shocked or surprised to find out who he's affiliated with or has been in the past. Biden is trying to start something like DARPA, yet call it HARPA. And after I did a little research, here's what it says. And that proposed agency would merge national security with health security in such a way as to use both physical and mental health, quote-unquote warning signs, to prevent outbreaks of disease or violence before they occur. It goes on to say such a system is a recipe for technocratic pre-crime organization with the potential to criminalize both mental and physical illness, as well as wrong think. It should be completely illegal because it goes against our rights, our freedoms. It's classified as a biometric wearable, and it's currently being tested on a military base in Utah as a mandatory part of their uniform for some squadrons. Megan and Harry are very deeply involved in some very nasty, shady, scary stuff. And it has everything to do with our freedoms, our rights. They've also started working with Hillary Clinton on squashing disinformation. Too funny considering Megan's the queen of disinformation. So the latest between father and son is this. Charles has requested Harry bring Archie along to unveil Princess Diana's statue. He wants to get to know his grandson and has only met him twice in Archie's entire existence. And they're saying Harry said no way, he was not bringing his child around the royal family due to all the ill treatment that he and Meghan received. Now, if this is the case and that's truly how they feel, don't you think they have no right to use the Duke and Duchess of anything? Y'all, even his best friend Tom Inskip, the one he calls Skippy, has said, look, we lost him. He's the one that's been consoling Charles, being there for him when Harry should be, and he's not. He even said, we lost him. He's just a shell of who he used to be. None of his buddies recognize him anymore. They say he's too far gone and think the only way to ever get him back is through a divorce. I personally don't even think he'll show up for Princess Diana's statue. Now, before I finish, I wanted to bring something to your attention that was brought to mind. Have you ever heard of reverse speech? It's hidden backward messages encoded in forward speech. It's a right brain generated type of communication through your subconscious. Initially, I kind of found it to be kind of hokey, but after researching this, it seems to have some sort of merit. David Oates is the founder of reverse speech. He lectures all over the world about this process. So I uploaded her video from Vax Live backwards, and I heard quite a few things. Even more than what I had already marked in the video. It's a couple minutes long. I would love it if you listen to it and tell me exactly what you hear, if anything. I certainly appreciate you being here with me today. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.